Hi everyone. It's been a while, probably a little over a month or so now. This is Lee and welcome to my comic art channel. And today I'm going to be doing an unboxing, and also the artist that's featured on the unboxing. I'm going to show some other pieces of art from my collection from this artist who happens to be one of my favorite artists. Okay, so first of all, here's that box. The box is kind of scary. I'm a little concerned about the looks of it, but I could peek in this little corner here and see that, yeah, it looks okay. There's obviously plenty of padding in here. Okay. One side. It seems to have blown out on all four sides. Okay. But, you know, again, like I said, there's plenty of padding in there. It's just the cardboard itself that got a little beat up. See a little corner on there. Let's see what we got going here. Okay. Very cool. Feels like something's in there. I'll have to check that out. Okay, so I got this from a fellow collector who put it up for sale recently, and it is one of my favorite characters. So, and like I said, by one of my favorite artists. So I figured I'm just gonna have to grab this one. There's a good amount of action in it. This is from 1978. It's from Adventure Comics, number 461. It's featuring Dead Man. And one, two. Well, actually, he's really, and then he's gone into this woman's body. You can always tell when Dead Man does that because they've got like a glow around them. Let me see if I can get this out of here so it's not quite as much, maybe not. Because there's a lot of glare right now on this page, I'm noticing on my screen. Here we go. Let's take this out. So that's a little better. You can see a little better now. Some good action shots of Dead Man, and like I said, and then him inhabiting the body of the woman down there. So I'm not sure if everyone knows this, but this is, I believe this is penciled and inked by Jim Aparo, and quite possibly even lettered by Jim Aparo, because he did a lot of that himself. The only thing he didn't do is write the stories, but he was a pretty busy guy. I'm liking this page. I'm liking all the solids in here, the shadows up here, down here. Like I said, lots of action. Very happy with that page. Thanks, Tom. So, as I said earlier, I'm going to feature other pieces of art by Jim Aparo from my collection. So I put these all, I think these probably represent all the pages in my collection. So it's not a real lot, but it's kind of spread out as far as the years. And the first one's actually the oldest piece I have from him, and I showed this on another unboxing from when I Comic Art Live, but I just wanted to revisit it. It is such a nice page, and this is the earliest one I have from Jim Aparo. And again, he did pencils, inks, and lettering. And we've got the Phantom Stranger in 1, 2, 3, 4 panels here. Okay. And a lot of solid inks on here. He put a lot of work into this. So that's 1970. And next, in chronological order, I've got Adventure Comics number 436. This one, I also added in the last year to my collection. This is I think where Jim Aparo hit his peak. This is the Spectre stories written by Michael Fleischer. It was probably a series of I want to say somewhere around 12 issues or so, done in around 1974. That's what this one's from. Just some really moody artwork. I like the crossover panel here to kind of move your eye and show action. I get a kick out of this character Crawford, who's a newspaper reporter, and he kind of looks exactly like Clark Kent. In one of the issues, a cop asks him, "Hey, are you really Superman?" I got a kick out of that. So these were pretty darn creepy stories, and I was 10 years old when this came out. I remember reading these, and I just remember the creepy vibe I got, and I really enjoyed reading them. So this is page 3, and then I also have from that same issue on page 5. So neither one of these pages features the Spectre himself, but this one does feature his alter ego, Jim Corrigan, Detective Corrigan, right here. Okay, and again, just nice, nice detail on this page. I like the shoe in the foreground. They're at an auto show where a bunch of people were gassed, essentially. And the first page for this story was also up on auction that day, and it went for more money than the 2 pages I have. I mean, than each page. But it was actually a little too grisly for me. I'm like, you know what? They're showing this old lady and this child getting gassed. I'm just like, that's just too over the top for me. I'm like, I'm gonna let somebody else. I think I might have bid on them, but then I was like, I'm not gonna bid the highest on those. But these pages just really well done as far as detail. That's, like I said, 1974. Aparo pencils, inks, and lettering. Again, more Aparo on everything. And this is probably the title that I think he gets the most attention for, because it is Batman. It's from Brave and the Bold. This is issue number 136. So this is kind of some of the earlier Brave and Bolds that he did. This is from 1977. And the Brave and the Bolds always featured Batman and another guest superhero. In this case, it's a Green Lantern. And that's probably why I kind of like, I have a few Green Lantern, actually I got a good amount of Green Lantern pages in my my collection, and that might all come down to this. I actually got this in 2002. You can see Jim Aparo signed it down here. This is the only time I ever met him. It was at a show at Madison Square Garden in just not in the garden itself, but in one of these little rooms they have. And I think it was, so it was after 9/11. So it was a year after 9/11. But I also got a sketch from Jim Aparo, and that's something you don't see in too many people's collections, is Jim Aparo sketches. And I think part of that's because he didn't do that many shows, and he really he's been gone for quite a while. I can't remember which year he died, but it wasn't that many years after this. And I had only met him that one time. But he had such a long career, especially with DC Comics. I guess it showed that one book, the Phantom Stranger book from 1970. And then he did work all the way through the 90s, essentially, for them, into the 2000s. I've got a page into the 2000s, I believe. Okay, but yeah, great page. I've had this in my collection for 22 years now. Batman in every single panel, Green Lantern in 2 of the panels, his arrow up here in another panel. Again, lots of blacks, lots of ink on this page. I love when Jim Aparo did that. Okay, so now we go into the 80s. This is from 1989. It's from Aquaman number 52. This is after, because Jim Aparo had actually done Aquaman, I want to say it's just after the Spectre. It's either just after the Spectre or maybe right before the Spectre. This is page 15A, so and it's inked by Bill Sienkiewicz. And when I met Bill in here, he was just working away, signing things, and he signed it here. And I said, "Oh, sign it nice and big," as he was signing. And he goes, "Okay." And he signs it again. You'll notice neither signature looks like the other one. But I like this page. I like the sound effect of whoosh, a little bondage going on there. Obviously, you get this creature in there. Again, lots of inks. Bill using his whiteout like he does and everything. So a neat combination of two of my favorite artists, Jim Aparo on pencils and Bill Sienkiewicz on inks. So at this point, Aparo's just doing pencils, and this is late 80s. Okay. The next page I got. This is from Batman number 445, and it's page number 8. Okay, so nothing to write home as far as the Batman page. There's no Batman actually on there at all. I just want to make sure I had something from the run, because this is the only Batman page I have from the Batman title. And this one's actually inked by Mike DiCarlo. I've got a couple of commissions that Mike did for me like a dozen years ago or so, and he does such a great job. His stuff obviously still kind of looks a lot like Jim Aparo's Batman, because that's who he inked. But a nice job on the page. Happy with it. It was one of those pages that you just happen to get for like a great price on eBay, I believe. You know, I couldn't pass it by. So that's 1990, just a year after the Aquaman page. So now we got 1994, and Jim Aparo's working on Green Arrow, and this is issue number 82. And there's Oliver right there, and a few panels. And this is inked by Jerry Fernandez. Okay, so again, just Jim Aparo pencils at this point. I think he had slowed down a bit. He didn't need to have as much control, and probably didn't editorial-wise as far as schedules, wasn't able to do the work like he used to. But this is, let me see, 1994, so we're already talking 24 years after that Phantom Stranger page. And then this is the last page I have as far as chronological order of Jim Aparo's artwork. This is from 2001, so now we're over 30 years of working for DC, and I thought this was kind of neat. It's from Dead Man Dead Again #2. I remember reading this this series. It's a mini series, and it kind of revisits a lot of the storylines where there were deaths in the DC universe. In this case, the death of Robin, and they're actually recreating it here. So that's kind of neat. Can't have a page from Death in the Family, but I got a page that kind of revisits it, and it's got Dead Man in there again, Robin getting blown up by a mention of the Joker in here, of course, Dead Man there, coming out of the female's form. So neat for content, and well done. I mean, it's nice. And this one is inked by Rick Burchett. Okay, so that's 2001. Like I said, 31 years of Jim Aparo artwork in my collection. Big fan of his. He was a real nice guy when I met him. He died too young, but he contributed an awful lot to DC Comics, and I'm so glad to have some of his pages in my collection. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hopefully you don't have to wait as long for me to do another episode, and take care all.